League of Legends has become the face of the MOBA genre in recent years and remains one of the most played PC games year after year around the world. Across the board, from the casual player base all the way to the esports scene, it continues to grow with new changes and additions arriving every year to keep the game fresh and keep even veteran players guessing. The MOBA genre is still thriving outside of League of Legends, however, as are a number of games outside the genre that share similar themes. Hello again, friends, and welcome back to Game Rant. I'm Casey, and these are 10 games to play if you love League of Legends. At number 10, we've got Wild Rift. In some cases, the most obvious option is also the best, and Wild Rift serves as a fantastic option for players who want something as close to the League of Legends experience as possible. While it won't quite be an escape from Summoner's Rift, it will certainly offer a change of scene, as the whole environment of the game is very different even if they share a map and characters. Wild Rift also features a very different set of mechanics, as well as an adjustment to lane assignments, which will help it feel like an entirely new experience. The real perk, however, is that it can be taken on the move, which is not a perk to be sniffed at in the world of MOBAs. At number 9, we've got Paragon the Overprime. Paragon is one of very few third-person shooters that also sits in the MOBA genre, and the colliding of these worlds works much better than players might expect. There are currently 36 playable heroes, with new additions still being released, and is a great alternative for fans of shooter games that still want the feel of the MOBA genre. Paragon is typically much more action-packed than League of Legends, but features a similar average game length, where many shooters tend to fall short in this aspect. This can be a pro or con depending on player preference, but its uniqueness in this aspect certainly improves the game. At number 8, we've got Dota 2. Defense of the Ancients began as a mod for Warcraft 3, and is widely heralded as responsible for popularizing and inspiring most modern games in the genre. Dota 2 is the sequel, released in 2013, and is similar to League of Legends in a lot of ways, but differs in some key ones that make it an entirely different experience. Dota 2 is a much more strategic, complex game with typically longer match lengths, so for players looking for a challenge in the genre, it's the perfect game. League of Legends offers faster, more mechanical gameplay, and while the debate about which is better has been fierce for years now, it's entirely down to personal preference. At number 7, we've got Vainglory. Vainglory is a rare sight among MOBAs, as players can party up and play with friends on mobile platforms. Equally rare for a mobile-compatible game, it has all the depth and strategy players would expect, with over 50 heroes to choose from and learn on the journey. Another benefit for some players is that Vainglory has much shorter game times than most MOBAs, clocking in at around the 20-minute mark on average. But importantly, this doesn't detract from the strategy and decision-making involved to master the game fully. At number 6, we've got Arena of Valor. Arena of Valor is a newer addition to the MOBA genre, and much less well known than some others, but it still maintains a huge active player base and thriving esports scene. It can also be played on PC, Mac, or mobile devices, allowing players to party up with their friends on multiple platforms. The game has amassed over 100 heroes to pick from, and is a very manageable learning curve for new players, while still rewarding veteran players who are willing to put in the time. At number 5, we've got Apex Legends. For players looking for something that has a very different style while still using a lot of the same features as League of Legends, Apex Legends offers just that. While it's a battle royale game and first-person shooter, it shares a fair few similarities that make it quite accessible to League of Legends players, and gels them perfectly into its genre. The key aspect the game shares with League of Legends is having a pick of characters, each with unique abilities to match any player's style. The powerful ultimate abilities associated with each character are a very similar premise in both games, and can drastically alter the course of any fight. Games will likely be much more fast-paced in Apex Legends, but for fans of both MOBAs and FPS games, it's a perfect option. At number 4, we've got Rune King, a League of Legends story. League of Legends has one of the most extensive collections of lore around, and as the library of games from the universe of Rune Terra increases, there are more ways than ever to dive deeper into the lore and learn more about the world and the champions from the game. Rune King offers a more in-depth look at the Shadow Isles and their titular king, Viego. As a turn-based RPG, the game offers a much more relaxing experience than League of Legends, but nonetheless tactical and challenging. Despite being a spin-off game, Rune King is fantastically designed in its own right, and will be a blast to play even for players who are much less familiar with the world of Rune Terra. At number 3, we've got Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm is a MOBA produced by Blizzard and offers something that no other MOBA does right now in its variety of dynamic maps for players to explore and master. There are 90 heroes to choose from, which is getting up there even within the genre, and offers a very fresh feeling experience. Unfortunately, support for the game has been scaled back since summer 2022, as Blizzard diverted support towards newer titles, but the game is still very much in action and fields a huge player base. At number 2, we've got Smite. Released in 2014, Smite was a hot contender in the MOBA genre for quite some time, and despite being slightly less popular in recent years, it retains a very active and devoted player base. Smite caters much more to the casual gamer, and has less of a learning curve than League of Legends, so it's perfect for players newer to MOBAs. Another key difference is the style of visuals on offer, as Smite offers slightly better graphics and an over-the-shoulder third-person view, making the FOV a lot more limited. This creates a much faster feel to the game as the action is very much front and center. And taking our spot at number 1, Legends of Rune Terra. Another game from the same extended universe, Legends of Rune Terra offers a far different experience to the game from which it takes its inspiration, and is a strategy card game. Players will need to combine characters from League of Legends as well as companions from regions of Rune Terra, each with different stats. The game also draws a lot of inspiration from Hearthstone, but offers a much more streamlined experience which is also easier to get into. Combine this with being able to play the champions that we're familiar with from League of Legends, and it becomes a great alternative for a slower paced game. And there you have it, folks, 10 games to play if you love League of Legends. We at Game Rant hope that you enjoy the content that we put out, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care for now.